cheers to the best of us and the worst of us.
And the rest of us.
The most Russian of us, and also the most Ukrainian of us, which I don't think there's actually a lot of difference. But anyway.
The most sunflower of us, and the most vodka of us.
Ooh. That sounds good. Sunflower vodka.
Gonna find that offensive.
I think what I said was way more offensive, but
mine was just saying that Ukrainians, the only thing we know about them is that their national flower is the sunflower.
Oh, really?
Well, I think so, because people have been doing, like, sunflowers in support of Ukraine.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's the national flower, if it's just, like, important to them. But, like, this is the thing, is, like, people, like, okay, I'm, like, off the bat, I'm, like, ready to pick a fight with someone. This is not boding well. So, Americans act like they care so much about the conflict in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. But, like, do those same Americans actually know anything about Ukraine? Like, if I was, like, I don't. I'm not trying to say that I do. But I'm, like, if I was, like, gonna do a man on the street, like, style interview segment, and I just asked people for everything they know about Ukraine, what would they be able to say besides war and sunflowers? They wouldn't know anything.
Nah, it would just be Russian stuff that they thought was Ukrainian. Like, they would just name tracksuits.
I'd ask for them to name one city in Ukraine, and they wouldn't be able to do it.
Mariupol?
They would just talk about how I don't know. I'm being a hypocrite because I don't fucking know a thing. I don't remember if their leader is a president or a prime minister. I was going to make a joke about how they would just say that he's hot, but I can't even remember his actual title.
I think it's president. Because he played
president.
Zelensky, uh-huh.
Yeah, he's like in the
actor.
war. Oh, was he? Oh, and those two twins who are boxers, really world famous boxers, they're also Ukrainian, and they're also kind of like in the limelight right now.
Logan Paul and his brother, whatever.
Yes, exactly.
I just know Logan Paul. I don't know what the other guy's name is.
Jake.
Jake.
I know entirely too much.
One of those names pushes the other name out of my brain. As soon as I remember Jake.
What's crazy is, like, okay, so I know too much about YouTube because I watch YouTube like a normal person watches TV.
That's how like a lot of people
that's true.
Watch
that
it
has
now.
become the norm for a lot of people. So, oh my God, Spock looks so casual. We've got Star Trek on in the background, and Mr. Spock is in an all black ensemble.
Yeah, my man's looking slim.
Describe to our listeners.
His thighs are popping out of this black t-shirt.
Yeah, he's got the black tee. He's got like black.
But he's
somewhat dressy pants.
I've noticed that Spock is like, he's kind of billed as more of the sex appeal than Kirk as, like.
Do you think so?
Because he's like more mysterious. Like Kirk is like, he's kind of the obvious Playboy character.
Right.
And I feel like there's almost a self-awareness to that.
Interesting.
But like Spock is like the kind of, we're wondering who is he gonna like be with. That's what we're wondering.
It is like really hot the times that he like is in his mating season because he gets extremely emotional. So I mean, for me, Spock was always the one, but I wonder if that was their intention.
Well, I don't know. That could just be my own, like, hang-ups that I'm introducing.
Well, and I'm just like, in this, since this is from the 6th...
You just feel like that.
I don't care about your hang-ups, Zach.
Apparently not.
No, I'm just like, since this is from the 60s, like, I'm just wondering if you're putting your modern lens on it. Because before we started recording, we were talking about how perspective is finite.
Okay, so
And that's
now
why no Americans know anything about Ukraine.
Right, we went from Ukraine, which I knew less of than now.
I was going to tell you about Jake Paul and Logan Paul. So you said the name Logan pushes the name Jake out of your head, which is funny because in the Shane Dawson documentary on Jake Paul, Shane Dawson, also another terrible person, if you're not familiar with YouTube, then Jake talks about, like, they're trying to, like, quote-unquote humanize Jake while also speculating that he is a sociopath. Just one of many, many reasons why Shane Dawson is also a terrible person.
Wait, what?
So they're, like, trying to, like, get people to know Jake Paul, and they're, like, trying to kind of humanize him because, you know, he, like, has this kid audience that he's this very outsized character.
Vibes. And they're also implying that he's a sociopath?
Yes, they're also, like, wondering if he's a sociopath. Like, if he has... I think it's one of those things where they set it up with, like, talking about his reputation and, like, how people, like, speculate if he's a sociopath, or they wonder just because, ooh, that was some knee pops. Popping some knees. Trademark.
Knee pops.
The new exercise regimen that you can do from the comfort of your own living room. Knee pops.
Oh, I'm imagining a cartoon old man's leg on the side of a cereal box.
Ew!
And there's just, it's a cartoon. It's not a picture of an old man's leg. And there's, like, action kind of, you know, like the action bang.
Like leg?
No. It's corn that's been popped by the power of an old man popping his knee.
Oh my god!
It's like each kernel of corn in the factory goes by his knee, and he pops his knee, and it pops it into like a corn puff.
That's a powerful old man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Knee pops.
I'm impressed with this fictional character you just came up with.
Also, knee pops could be like the father of knees. Like
a
knee
that's
pops.
True.
Like, yeah. Anyway.
Pops, I'm hungry.
You were talking about.
You're supposed to say hi, hungry.
Oh.
I'm Pops.
Oh. I'm sorry.
All I'm trying to say is, in the documentary, Jake Paul talks about how he feels like he's in the shadow of his brother Logan, and sometimes fans will come up to him and think that he's Logan. So it's funny that Logan boots Jake from your brain.
But Jake also boots Logan from my brain. It works both ways. I cannot hold both of those names in my head.
Oh.
I can't hold Jake Paul and Logan Paul in my head at the same time.
Why? What is it about those names?
It's not about the names, it's about the people. They seem to be the same person. I don't care. I do not.
Logan's hair is more like hat hair, and Jake's hair is more like swoopy. That's how you can tell the difference.
I literally know less. Like, I'm not sure at all who I'm thinking of.
Logan's the one who did the
one of them's
suicide
taller.
video.
Isn't one of them taller?
I don't know. I assume yes, but I don't know their heights. I'm not like a fan of the Pauls, okay, you guys? Like, that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm just trying to say I know entirely too much about the YouTube world.
Can you get Bo Burnham to talk to me?
Yes.
I'm sure he would talk to me, actually. He seems like a fine person.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like
because
he would think I'm cool. I thought that was gonna be a reason why he would talk to you.
No, I was implying that he wouldn't talk to me. That's why, because I need your help to get him to talk to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should that be our first podcast guest, Bo Burnham?
I think it'd probably be like a downer.
That.
Yeah.
It can be a downer.
But he'd be great, of course. He's
Bo
funny.
can talk about his hardships. I'm happy to listen. I'm sure everyone else would be too.
Yeah, we just have him talk the whole time. Just have him do his stand-up.
Bo, I showed my okay, Bo. I'm talking to you and only you, so nobody else listen. Bo, I've watched. Zach is plugging his ears. I've watched Inside 3 times because first my boyfriend showed it to me, and I like hadn't really ever been fully into you before that. I just like saw the gifs, and I just like I fucking loved it. I was not expecting, and then. Because I loved it, I showed it to Zach. Do you remember that? And then I showed it to my dad, and he said that it was like you were documenting your soul, which I fucking love. I think that's great high praise. So, Bo, please come on the show, talk to me, talk to Zach, talk to my dad. It'll be great. Thanks. Can't wait to see you here.
Her dad will be here.
Yeah, he will. For Bo, we're going to arrange it so Dad can be here. I'm going to have to make him watch the show again, though, otherwise he won't remember.
Classic Dad.
Classic Dad.
He's seen a million movies, can't remember any of them. They all blur together.
It's not so much... Actually, okay, I feel like there have been far too many episodes where I, like... talk about my dad's quirks. Why is that something that I keep returning to?
Inside? Did that have Meryl Streep in it? I love that.
Because he actually is very good at remembering the plots of things. He would not be happy that I'm talking about this, I feel, but he, like, will tell us what he's been reading or what he's been watching, and he just goes into, like, excruciating detail about the plot. Like, he will talk about it for, like, 10 minutes. He'll synopsize this book or this movie. So I'm like, he probably remembers Inside. That's where I was going with that.
Okay.
But what he forgets... Okay, this is where I was going with that. Okay, wow. This is a joke that, like, really needs to be workshopped. He doesn't forget the plots of movies. What he forgets is that he has told me their plot, like, 3 times before. So now he's going to tell me again. Or he forgets that we saw the movie together. And then I always get mad at him. I'm like, I was there!
And didn't you talked about it right afterwards, I'm sure.
Yes, we did. I just mean in general, though, like,
right.
He'll be like, have you seen Inside Llewyn Davis? No idea why that's the first movie that came to my mind.
Llewellyn? Llewyn?
Don't they call him Llewyn in the movie, or do they call him Llewellyn? I can't remember. That name is really confusing.
Llewyn. You're right. I don't know.
Yeah, so he would be like, oh, have you seen Inside Llewyn Davis? And I'd be like, Dad, I was there with you! We went to sit together!
I told you about it.
I saw... Let's talk about what are awkward movies that you watched with your parents.
Not many. I saw Titanic in theaters.
I still have never seen it.
Oh. Well, then you don't get what I'm talking about. But anyway.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
I saw Titanic in theaters.
Yeah. Can you get Kate Winslet to talk to me?
That, I cannot promise. I fucking wish she would talk to me. I would, like...
Yeah,
kiss her shoes. Kate, this is only for you now. Everybody else stop listening, Zach.
La 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 la.
Kate, if you ever need a 29-year-old girlfriend, I am not available, but I can be.
Okay, this is to Kate. No one else. If you ever need me or anything, I'll do your mail or something. I don't know.
He did used to be a mailman.
Hold on. This is for Kate and no one else.
No, I'm trying to be your wing woman. This is because everyone loves a man in uniform.
Okay, this is for Kate.
What if she like has a mailman king? She has a fantasy about her mailman.
I don't know who this is, Kate. I'm gonna have to answer.
This is Zach's inner voice. Zach is a pervert!
No! I was gonna reveal that to her later.
Oh. No, that was actually me being your wing woman because she's really into perverts.
Still, a bit of a shot in the dark, though. Did you think, maybe a little too soon? To my message. Okay. Anyway, we're back.
What?
My inner voice has gone silent. With booze.
Whoa, I just saw a very tan man on screen, but it was not any of the regular cast. It was just some random brown-haired guy.
Everyone's made out of bronze.
They do! They look, in the original Star Trek, at least maybe in these early seasons, I don't know if this continues, I can't remember, they look like they're made out of bronze. They're just like orangey. It's like how you were saying that Johnny Depp looks like Donald Trump now.
Okay, continuing the message to Kate.
She's not listening anymore.
I am not a pervert.
She signed off.
I'm not a pervert.
She, switched to Radio Lab or whatever.
We will be on Radio Lab soon, and I'm not a pervert. Okay, and back to the show.
How was your message?
420 no scope.
How was your message to Kate? I had my ears plugged the whole time.
It went great. I learned a lot about myself.
Oh, really?
But Kate learned
nothing.
What? Kate learned nothing about me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all in the message.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it when this comes out then. Wait, that's...
So wait, what are you watching?
Wait, what the fuck? That guy just said, let the women work
Hold
too.
on.
Universal suffrage. What is this fucking problem? He's running around like he's been in more than one episode of Star Trek, which he definitely has not. Look at this little shit.
He's got guest star energy.
Why are there so many... Every episode we watch of Star Trek is like some little shit.
Exactly. What were you watching recently? You were telling me about something.
Today I was?
No, over there. You were saying that you were watching something. What?
Danganronpa?
What was
that?
The
high school thing where they all kill each other?
What?
Where the guy gets pelted to death by baseballs.
Oh, the game.
Yes.
Oh.
Is that what you were thinking of?
Oh, I thought you were telling me about a show you were watching.
I remember now. I was watching Canine Intervention.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
good.
I don't know.
I love My Cat from Hell. It's one of the best shows ever.
I haven't seen it. I don't know if I could stand
Every
to.
time I say something, you're like, I haven't seen it.
Great,
I've never seen it.
Great podcast behavior.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
No, it's fine.
The Titanic is a little more shocking to not see than My Cat from Hell.
You should watch. You would love that show.
I don't know. I don't like to see cats in distress.
He solves the problem. He solves the problem, okay?
Oh.
I sound like Jerry Seinfeld. He solves the problem.
What's
what do
the
you
deal
want?
with all these cats
low.
from hell?
It's how you tell a story. You go low and you go high.
When they go low, we go high.
I don't even. Oh my god. You just combine. Wait. You just combined. You just combined Michelle Obama with Kimberly
Seinfeld.
No. Oh, it sounded like that crazy woman that she said the best is yet to come.
I don't remember that.
She was at. It was the 2020 Republican convention. It was on the White House lawn, and
the best is yet to come. Sulu was like trying to sword fight these motherfuckers.
Kimberly Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle. She was married to, she was married to Gavin Newsom. Now she's dating Donald Trump Jr.
Okay, you at least have mentioned this to me.
Yeah. The best is yet to come.
You sound like
she's
Fozzie Bear.
Ah! Vote for Trump!
No.
Yeah.
No, animal, no. No, make the Muppets stop endorsing Donald Trump for 2024.
Fozzie is like, he's got a creepy vibe, kind of. Like, why is he dressed like that?
Oh my god, there's the raccoon.
It's back, baby. See, I don't know where it lives. It must be in the crawl. It must be in a crawl space.
Yeah.
And now it's like looking too. It's like watching something.
Is it watching us?
I don't know.
It's like looking downwards, maybe.
I saw it on my porch too.
Really?
Is Sulu really shiny?
Yeah, he was like really sweaty.
Huh.
He's not wearing a shirt. He like I remember the part where he like goes crazy and has sword fights or attempts to sword fight.
Oh, the ship is a she.
Oh my god, amazing.
What's happened? What has happened to him? Sulu is fighting everyone. Sulu is leading a revolution.
Sulu's leading the French Revolution.
Yes.
Oh, the only one he likes is Uhura.
Oh, me too, Sulu.
Oh.
Whoa, stop
got.
violence against Asians. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, don't say
Stop
that.
it.
You rang, sir? Oh no, it's this fucking little shit. Why is he here?
Now imagine Star Trek, but with cell phones.
What?
Completely ruins the story.
I mean, that would be weird if they were using an obsolete text part. If we put this online, we can't put this part in. Because we're just watching TV.
Well, okay, what the hell were we talking about? We were talking about
No
the Pauls
idea.
for a long time.
Yeah, but I feel like we've moved on a lot from there. I talked about my dad. We spoke with Bo Burnham and Kate Winslet.
Yeah, do you want to keep the stuff about your dad in? Because that's up to you.
I'll listen to it and see. It's all out of love. It's all out of love. I love my dad. I think he's awesome. It's fun. It's endearing to think about the little quirks that make him him.
You know, I assume if we recorded with Bo Burnham and your dad, it would be like an hour of Bo Burnham talking, and then your dad would say like 2 sentences.
Honestly, I feel like my dad would just go off the conversation.
You really
He's
think
very
that?
chatty.
Okay.
He would just be like engaging Bo. And
That'd
Bo
be cool.
would be
It'd
like
be just them talking.
Bo would just be like humoring him, but like being kind of interesting. Like my parents came to visit recently, and I took them to my favorite coffee shop to go work, where I know several of the baristas. We're on first name basis.
Nice.
But anyway, I don't know. That just feels kind of obnoxious. But anyway, so then I went back like later, and my dad had also gone again once to the coffee shop without me when I was like working or something. So I went back again after my parents had left town, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, your dad was so nice. I love talking to him." And I was like, "Oh, good, okay," because I know he can be chatty. And he's like, "Well, yeah, he was, but he talked about a lot of things that I'm interested in." And I feel like that's what sums up my dad and also me. Like, anyone who like thinks I talk too much on this podcast, which is probably true. Maybe not. I don't know. Women psychologically think they're talking more than they are. But we talk a lot, but we're also, like, we like to talk, but we're also very interested in the other person, and we want to hear and learn about the other person. So it's just like, the person we're talking to has to be down with, like, getting talked at a lot, but also then, like, listen to very well, you know what I mean?
So what you're saying is you're very interesting.
No!
You're very interesting.
We're just saying we like to talk, and we're good listeners.
I like talking too. I like listening.
I'm not trying. I would never say that I'm interesting, Zach. I don't know where you got that idea from.
I think talking to people, it's a skill, and it's
Yes.
It's about finding what the other person wants to talk about is I think one of the truest forms of communication.
That's true, and that is a challenge sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you can just ask questions and
Yeah.
Gosh, sometimes people will just give you their business though.
Yes.
It's a bit
Sometimes
much.
they tell you too much, and you're like, I just want to go home.
Yeah. I love that. I love it when people just say hi, and then you get a paragraph about something.
You just get their whole life story.
We just met.
Okay, what's a time like that? Can you think of a specific example of a stranger telling you far too much information about themselves, unprompted?
Recently a woman she was saying she was lonely.
Oh no!
And this was at work, so I kind of had to help her. And
oh no!
But then she started to talk about being lonely, and I was just like, all right, I gotta go.
Was she trying to hit on you?
I think she was being dramatic or something. I don't know. She wanted attention in some way.
Oh.
Those people are. She was lonely. I'm sure she was, because she acts that way.
My daughter's very lonely. That's the daughter.
Lonely. She lives in a hole in the ground.
In a hole of sand.
She cried her way into a hole in the ground.
The ground dissolved under her. She made a sinkhole.
You're a tall stand-up comedian, YouTube star. You could marry my daughter.
What if Bo Burnham's next special was just the lady in the dunes?
Perfect.
It was just talking about his life being trapped in a pit in the sand with his wife who he didn't intend to get married to.
Yeah, I think that is actually kind of foreseeable, not foreseeable, but I could see that happening. I could see Bo Burnham releasing something to be
something
that
weird like
obscure.
that. Yeah.
And, yeah.
I love that. I want him to Bo, okay, this is also just for you again. I want you to do that. Please go ahead and do that for your next comedy special. Thank you. Bye.
And we're back to the show.
Why the fuck are you pretending to smoke a bong? But that's just
when I could just be literally smoking a bong.
You could actually just do it. But that made me realize that's just our mascot. That's our sound.
Yep.
That's just ours to introduce our show.
Mm-hmm.
Is just.
Yeah, I've been thinking of
no scope.
I've been thinking of what can we some sounds that we could put in here.
Wah.
Excellent. That was perfect.
Thank you.
That could be start of the show.
I think I've done my didgeridoo noise before. We can have that be. We can just be making that in the background while we're reading an ad. Be like, Manscaped.
Oh my gosh. Some of those Manscaped though, I think it's the Manscaped ones that they talk about body odor and
yeah,
feel fresh or something
yeah.
Get the grime away or something.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
That's okay. One of my very favorite podcasts is Chilluminati. I fucking love Chilluminati. I'm sorry though, those ads about Manscaped that they read, there's just too much use of the word balls. I don't need to hear it. I don't need that much detail about what this product is for. I don't need to imagine one of the hosts shaving his balls.
Are these like are these basically like PSAs aimed at like teenage or young men like that because I know like it's always
not
like
a bad
hot,
theory
because it's like a hot woman doing the ad for the ball shaving thing. Like it doesn't make sense, except it does make sense. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's almost like a government paid PSA that like 82% of men watch this commercial when it comes up. Their eyes suddenly are looking at the commercial, and it's like, hey men, you should clean your junk.
paid for by the Committee for Men Shaving Their Balls, America.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Or it could just be that sex sells. Maybe that's what it is.
Also that.
Maybe.
Also that. But when it's a man who you usually listen to talk about aliens, but now he's talking about shaving his hairy balls, that does not have as much sex appeal, in my humble opinion.
It's like they only want men to listen to the show. Like, like that's basically what they expect. Or
that's what it feels like, and I don't know that it. I wouldn't necessarily think that the actual hosts of the podcast like expect only men or want only men to be listening to the show, but like Manscaped thinks that like the major demographic of the show is men.
What is the female equivalent to Manscaped? Aren't there also like electric
like
trimmers?
Razors, I don't know.
I mean, isn't it the same thing?
I feel like women aren't marketed or like advertised like electric trimmers.
Right. Yeah,
it's just razors.
That. Yeah.
Which is like, why? Are you just trying to make us do more work? Like, why can't we have an electric thing?
I don't know. I don't want to put an electric thing. I don't want to use
near your balls.
No, I don't need.
That's true. That's true.
Mechanical. I don't need
he's like
that.
Putting his arms in front of him like a praying mantis or something. Ew!
I don't need it.
That was like a Venus flytrap. No, yeah, you're right. I don't want to put an electric blade anywhere near my body. Yeah. You make a good point.
I'm waiting for the Star Trek like sonic trimmers, where it's just like sound waves.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's just like a sound wave that destroys your hair.
That is on brand.
That'd be.
Because that's like how all of their like medical stuff is. It just like waves over you.
Yeah. Yes.
I will take you home, Kathleen.
Magic. Have I told you? I think I mentioned this already about how like the current season of the Picard show is like in a parallel universe where all the bad people are in charge and the climate's going wrong.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, how is that a parallel? That's that's our universe.
My man transported into our universe.
Well, but then I realized the implication is that Star Trek is not our universe, and that we will never achieve it. That's what Star Trek is trying to tell us.
Damn, that's really sad because I think Gene Roddenberry was a lot more hopeful than that with this portrayal.
I think so too. Yeah.
Does Spock have something in his eyes?
All that kitty he's been getting.
She should have used her Manscaped, if you know what I mean.
he's got hairs in his eyes. Yes.
Oh, he's struggling to control his emotions. Okay, it's time for some
Pomfar.
Some hot stuff.
Yeah. I'm an officer. I don't want to have sex.
It really does seem like when he gets emotional, he just gets horny. He's just like really trying to resist temptation. That's what's like attractive about this scenario.
Yeah. This is so interesting because like imagine like I can't imagine watching this in the 60s as like on TV like sitting in front of like a TV that weighs 1,000 pounds and
I mean, this
watching
definitely
it,
was
it's so weird.
ahead of its time in a lot of ways, or like.
Yeah, like sci-fi on TV, like yeah, that wasn't.
And there was like Lost in Space, but this just like Star Trek was so unique because it was about peaceful exploration and like a fucking society that doesn't need money.
Right.
He did like.
He didn't want to mess up his makeup.
He did like a kid frown, like where you were just like actively frowning instead of just doing it.
Kids would do that frown to me, and I'd say, "I'm not your parents." That's what I'd say.
Were they shocked?
They'd usually go away from their face because it was fake.
Yeah.
They do that. The puppy. They do the puppy dog frown.
Mm-hmm.
That
Not
works.
gonna work on you.
That works on your parents.
They call you Heartless Zach for a reason.
Dickless Zach.
Because
Heartless Zach.
you had an accident with the Manscaped.
They said, they didn't tell you not to use it on the whole thing. I didn't. They say it's just for the balls, but
Oh my god!
I was just going all over, and then, I mean, what are you gonna do? I think you could still get it reattached. Like, there would be no reason I wouldn't have it. Cause like, didn't that one guy get it reattached?
Lorena Bobbitt's husband.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I thought he did. I remember reading about this extensively on the Wikipedia.
Were you like
about this guy that got his dick chopped off?
Looking into some like primal fear?
I don't know. I mean, I guess so, but not really. It was just like, yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, it was like a sick kind of like.
Because you don't like true crime usually.
No. Not unless it's like very, very entertaining or like, yeah.
I only like it if it's actually good and like done well.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of true crime is not, it doesn't make for a good story. It's just like, and like, Bill Hader talks about this, how like they keep the boyfriend until after the last commercial. And it's like, if you just said that at the beginning,
of course it's him.
Yeah, like, so they have to tell a story, but it's like, actually, this is just exploiting like a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of sick. I don't want to hear about it. I don't know.
There's a lot of ways you can go wrong with true crime, for sure.
Did you ever watch or listen to that Serial? I never listened to it.
Yes, with Adnan.
Yeah.
Yes, but I didn't. It took me a long time to get into podcasts, so I listened to it like way after the fact. But I did listen to it.
All I know is what happened at the end, which just kind of cracks me up.
I don't even remember. I know he's like still in prison, but.
Well, doesn't she like basically prove that he did it? Like she it seems kind of sympathetic to him, but then she does like she walks. There's like his alibi doesn't account for 20 minutes. So she in the last episode, I think she like goes on the walk, and it takes 20 minutes, and it's like that's when he would have done it.
Yeah.
Like he says I don't know where I was during that 20 minutes.
Oh.
And then she just does, well, I could walk there, do this, and walk back, and it took 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's ringing a bell.
And, yeah. It's like, oh, well, he did
I thought they said that it couldn't take that long, though, or it would be really unlikely. Like, you'd have to, like, drive to the park or something from his school.
I might be wrong. I don't know.
I feel like I'm remembering that different, but I don't know.
There was also that, around that time, there was like Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
I got 2 episodes into that, and I was like, he did it.
I was really into that.
I said he did it.
Yeah. That was probably, like, the thing. I feel like Making a Murderer was the thing, the show that got a lot of people into true crime as a genre, or that like people started calling themselves fans of true crime.
Yeah.
At least in this latest wave of true crime fans.
Right.
I was like that. I watched that at a time where I like didn't really know what I was doing with my life, which doesn't really narrow down when in my life it would have been. But
right.
hey, but I was like, oh, maybe I should be a lawyer.
So you can get murderers off.
No.
Max von Bülow, you can help him get off for murdering his
No.
wife.
Wait, who's Max von Bülow?
He's a guy that got off. His lawyer was Alan Dershowitz. You know Alan Dershowitz?
I know the name.
Alan Dershowitz got kind of famous off of this case, and he got Max von Bülow. Supposedly, I think he gave his wife insulin so she would overdose.
Oh.
Like go into a coma. She went to a coma actually, like for the rest of her life.
Whoa.
And he was like given some kind of manslaughter or something, some kind of charge. And then, but Dershowitz got him off. Dershowitz actually helped him appeal on the second time, and he, what did he say? He proved something. He proved something really. It was just a bunch of bullshit because it's lawyer shit.
Right.
Like lawyering is all subjective opinion. It is literally the whim of the judge or whoever is the mediator of what's going on. It's just their fucking subjective opinion, and they could cherry pick whatever they want and say it's because of this, or I'm referencing that. Like
right. They have to like build a narrative versus like knowing what the real narrative was.
Sure, or it could or it's just your own. I'm just saying it seems like lawyering is completely based on your own like politics. Like it is your idea of what is moral and what is right. So you just always apply this. Like it's like
every situation.
Yeah, it's like a template that you just put onto everything, and you say, well, this is what I would do with this case, and this is what I would do. Just the same thing over and over. And like every judge has their own stupid template that's like, I believe in federalism. Who gives it like the stupid things that don't mean anything. Or like I believe in constitutionalism or something. Like whatever that means, it doesn't matter. I fucking hate the justice system. If you can't tell, I have the lowest opinion of those who work in the justice system.
Well, I'm glad I didn't become a lawyer.
Yeah. I'd rather be friends with a vampire, with Dracula, with what the fuck is his name? The other name for Dracula.
Oh, Nosferatu?
Nosferatu, yeah.
Is that the other name for Dracula, or is that just like a different guy?
I think that's like a general name for vampire in like Romanian or something. Like something. It's like the like lore.
Yeah.
Is I think called Nosferatu.
It's like saying like Bigfoot.
I think it's a little further back, but sure.
I just mean it's like,
yes.
It's speaking of a category of cryptid versus someone's name.
Right.
It's like
I just realized this recently. Vampires and zombies, pretty similar. They're both dead.
Yes.
They eat people.
Yes.
That's about it. But they're pretty similar.
Vampires are thinking and can't go in the sun.
Some zombies are okay. I won't be nerdy, but you're right. Have you ever seen Return of the Living Dead?
I only just saw Night of the Living Dead. No, I didn't. What did I see? What's the Sam Raimi one?
Oh, the Evil Dead. That's not zombies.
Oh my! I get so confused.
Right. You were talking about
Evil
that?
Dead and whatever else. I can't even remember the one I usually get confused with.
You said them. Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
There's one Evil Dead and the rest are zombies. Evil Dead's not zombies.
And everything else is zombies.
Everything else
Okay,
is
got
zombies.
it. Everything else that says dead is zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
there's like Land of the Dead. There might be City of the Dead, there's a couple like that came out in the aughts, like 2000 to 2010. There was like they were still George Romero. And damn, am I losing? What's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, and they seemed like they sucked. I didn't watch those. So. But that's also when like that Zack Snyder one came out. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Have you seen any Zack Snyder movies?
I don't know. What else has he made?
You haven't seen any Zack Snyder.
Oh my god. What has he made?
He made 300?
Oh yeah, no, I did not see 300.
This is such a great podcast where I just ask you if you've seen a movie, and then you say, no, I haven't seen that movie.
Oh my god. If anyone actually listens to Chilluminati, the guy who always talks about his balls has also never seen, like, any movies. He's a little worse than me, but I don't know.
Come on, it's a novel thing, but you gotta catch up, Anna. You gotta watch 500 movies in the next 2 months.
Oh my god. Will someone pay me to do that?
I'll pay you 25 cents.
I'm
sorry. I'm so mean.
For only offering me 25 cents.
Yeah, I'm finding it hilarious that I would do that. I don't even know how we got here. I don't know.
I really don't know.
I've lost the plot once again.
Yes, that's the name of the game.
Oh, directed by Mark Daniels.
Okay, wow. Oh, they all just like kind of froze and it zoomed out.
Okay.
We should. The tagline of our podcast should be something about how we get sidetracked every 5 minutes / 1 minute.
Yeah, there's something about every 4 minutes and 20 seconds. They just get really...
420 no scope.
They get so black. Oh, the fucking...
only focus on a thing for 420 seconds at most.
No, the true crime. We were talking about that and like...
Yeah, how I wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh, yes.
And then you got mad about the justice system.
Mm-hmm. Yep, good times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you watching true crime? Do you have a true crime thing that you, like, watch? Like a thing?
Not like an ongoing thing, necessarily. I mean, I guess there's, like, a couple of YouTube channels. One of the really good ones for true crime is Kendall Ray. I watch her fairly often, although I'm, like, a few videos behind.
I wasn't getting into true crime. I was getting into cave diving.
Oh, yeah. Haven't you been into that for, like, a little while, though? Because you, like, wanted to write a story about it?
Yeah. And I was watching Dive Talk, which is, like a new... it's, like, these guys are cave divers. Like, these guys aren't... Like, a lot of, like, talk shit, like, they don't have the expertise. Like, but these guys, like, only, like, 30 people do cave diving. Like, it's not a thing that... Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this remote, but I can't seem to change what I'm doing.
Also, this noise is going to be very annoying in the background.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn it down.
Yeah, let's just leave it for now. We'll watch more Star Trek later.
I don't know. That took me down a path where, like, I was listening to this 1.5-hour long, like, American Medical Society lecture about, like, how, like, the, like, pulmonary, like, tube, like, how your, like, bronchial tubes work, and, like, they use, like, suction to get air, how the muscles, like, sometimes the muscles move ripple. This way. Yeah, they, like, the ripple, or sometimes they get, like, stuck, like, you get, like, that sometimes this can happen, like, to, like, someone spontaneously while they're, like, underwater diving, like, they can just... And I think it has to do with, like, if you if you're like running out of air or something something's malfunctioning, but like eventually something could maybe just collapse, like because you're like you're pulling on trying to pull air really hard, and it like causes your muscle to like
you go too far with the ripple,
right,
and then everything falls apart.
Yeah.
Damn.
So again,
awful.
just like morbid.
Yeah.
Curiosity, just like the Lorena Bobbitt thing.
Well, and I was going to say, so, like, first I'll just wrap up what I was going to say about Kendall is that she, like, actually, like, really cares about victims' families. She'll have them on the channel as much as they would like, if they want to speak about their loved one. She, like, always does these different, like, fundraisers and partners with other, you know, small businesses to, like, raise money for victims' families. She's just, like, extremely ethical, which, like, sadly is, like, the minority in true crime, it seems. But I was going to say, like, I feel like I do still enjoy true crime, and there's, like, things I watch and listen to that are about that. Like, but I don't listen to, like, My Favorite Murder nearly as much as I did. I'm now I'll watch shit that's, like, the disturbing side of Reddit, or, like, the disturbing side of TikTok. Like, things that are, like, similarly really fucked up, but, like, they're on the internet, so you can't, like, prove that they really happened or not.
Sure, yeah. That definitely, like, I'll click on some of that stuff, too.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that kind of, like, in between where it, like, feels real, but then, like, a part of you knows it's probably not.
Or it's not heavily vetted. You know, it's all probably... Like,
I mean, some of the famous stories like that are true, but...
I watched, you probably don't know what Loose Change is. I watched that when I was a kid, and that was, like, early conspiracy. You referenced it because you said can't melt steel beams, which is a reference to Loose Change. Loose Change.
Okay.
Which is,
loose...
Yeah.
Loose Change.
Yeah. Which I think that just got us, like, on a book somewhere or something. Just by saying that, probably. But anyway, that was, like, an early, like, video that was, like, this seems real. Like, it's well done enough.
Okay, yeah. I,
like
know of that, but I don't know that and of course I know the phrase, but I don't know if I ever watched that.
I feel like the other phrase was Bush did 9/11.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Which I don't think that was from Loose Change. I think that was just, like, a general thing that people thought.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's just, like, a sentiment that people had.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's just it. I was reminded earlier of, like, early South Park, or, like, maybe Golden Age South Park. There was one with the Jonas Brothers, and it was all about how the Jonas Brothers wear purity rings in order to sell sex to little girls. Like, that's why they have the purity rings, like, and so, like, the whole episode is, like, Mickey Mouse is, like, forcing the Jonas Brothers to have purity rings. So, and he's like, and the Jonas Brothers are like, why we don't want to do this. We don't want to do the purity rings. And Mickey's like, listen, we can't have a poster with a bunch of little girls reaching for your junk. So you gotta wear the purity rings. You've never heard, like, it wasn't that they did purity rings. You don't remember
No,
this?
I know that they did purity rings. I'm just, like, dying about this take on why they did purity rings.
Yeah, it's to, like, justify this, like, selling of sex, basically.
Oh
like,
my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. But, I mean, you've heard...
It's very paradoxical.
Yeah, it's the cover for it.
I mean, purity rings... Oh. I was just thinking purity rings in general, it's like that thing of, like, well, don't have sex. And don't talk about sex. But now, because of that, it's, like, all you think about and all you want to do.
Right, that's another consequence. Sure.
So I was like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I was interpreting what you said as, like, they're wearing the purity rings...
It's Disney.
Because that way young girls will see them in the framework of, like, saving themselves. So then there's the thought about sex.
No,
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No. Because they're already selling the sex. Like, they're already selling the sex to the kids.
So the purity rings are a liability. Or not a liability.
Alibi. It's a... I think that works.
They're like
insurance.
Alibi, yeah. They're like...
Sure.
I don't know. They're whatever the opposite of a liability is.
An asset?
Yeah. Yeah, that is the opposite of a liability, isn't
think.
it? An asset.
Maybe?
Yeah. In,
I
like,
think,
insurance.
I get what you're getting at. There's
anyway.
a certain word, like... I think insurance is
like
what you're talking
about. Cover, or like...
Yeah.
Yeah, insurance, or... protection. What's the thing? I don't think this is it, but what's the thing where you have to, like, leave your driver's license to, like, check out, like,
no,
a racquetball? But what's that called?
No,
what's that called?
You're right.
Collateral. Yeah.
It is like collateral. It is. You were like a second before me. You were like a whole second before me. It's not quite collateral, but it is.
It's not right.
But it kind of works.
It feels right. It's
like, can we trade in these purity rings to sell sex? Listen, later we're gonna sell sex, but first we're gonna get the purity rings, okay?
Yeah.
And then later we'll pay for the purity rings with sex. By selling sex, not with actual sex. Obviously not actual sex.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. That was for the Jonass Brothers to do with each other. They can have sex with each other.
What?
I don't know. This is like, oh my gosh. Let's talk about something from 20 years ago. How about that?
They all have wives now.
Yeah. Are they still super Christian and like...
That I don't know.
Balling out with Christ?
I don't know where they stand with the big JC. Jesus
loves me, this I know.
Wow, I'm really glad you just did that. Premium content.
Yeah.